What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to my Transformers collectors, my 1/12 scale collectors, whatever you collect, shout out to you. And this month's video for February 2021 is X-Transbots, the uncomfortable conversation we need to have about them. And this comes from today is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to all. And I hope you treat your significant others good. If you don't have a significant other, doesn't matter. Enjoy your life, live your life. But today, X-Transbots dropped a message from the owner, Keith. He owns KFC and X-Transbots. And it basically was apologizing for the lack of quality with Lock. And if you have been following this, X-Transbots has had a whole bunch of bloopers lately. And it was, we'll talk more about that. But the most recent blunder is their version of Cup has been so bad. So many people have been breaking it, and the theories that it's been rushed for Chinese New Year is that they had to respond. So they sent a response, I think Thursday or Friday, basically saying, hey, just send the email to X-Trans, send 2 emails, we're going to get to you. And I think that it's gotten so bad and gotten so much traction that the owner, Keith, has had to come in and say, hey, look, we're trying to do better. We're going to make this right. And we're going to fix this for all the fans. And I think that this is a good point to kind of start talking about X-Transbots. If we've done previous videos on X-Transbots and there's failures, we talked about the trailer price and just how they mean well, but they don't have the skill to do what they want to do. I think that's kind of a good way to sum it up. But I think that this kind of ties into a bigger point about the community and the fandom. And I really want to know, if you come in on this, let me know how long you've been collecting MP figures, because I think that this kind of aligns together. But let's get back to this X-Transbots. So like they released Lock. I mean, it's been breaking left and right. I've seen several reviews. This is the first time I've seen wholesale reviews with people saying don't buy the figure. Like, you get people saying, this is the first time I've seen multiple people who have done reviews saying don't buy this figure. So that's how bad this figure is constructed. And I know it was a really hyped figure. Like it's people want people want competition for fans toys, and we're going to talk about that in this later on in this video. And everybody want Toon Tickles, which I don't understand. I'm not a big Toon Tickles person, but everybody wants it to look like the Toon. And to their credit, X-Transbots can make a figure look like the Toon. So I see why people are kind of looking at X-Transbots as this kind of beacon of hope and light, because they're the only people besides fans toys who are being prolific in creating G1 MP toys. 2, they do have nail a sculpt. They look good in both times and both modes. They really do look good. So I understand that. But they have several failures, and I think that it culminates with this Lock. And I think that somebody needs to tell you guys the truth about where they are, what to expect with them going forward. So I think that, we've talked about the failures, the trailer price, and we did a video on that last year around August, September, and we did another video about X-Transbots that I'll link into the description. And I think that, as fandoms, we need to understand that this has been who X-Transbots has been. They have consistently made, at best, average figures, but most of their figures have been in the below average grade, and it's most time because of Bill. I've said this on a couple of posts. They have Kool-Aid, no sugar, ketchup, no mustard, peanut butter, no jelly. They can never get everything in totality right, or even close. Like if they do real good on one part, they mess up on another part. And I think that this is kind of who they are. And just to give a perfect example, I'll give 2 examples. One example. X-Transbots was the first one to do articulated fingers. Not everybody does articulated fingers, but X-Transbots articulated figures were so bad and so problematic that they've gone back to using non-articulated figures. Their figures had ball joints, and they would pop off, break off, lose them. I lost one on my hoist. They're just very fiddly and spindly and not well done, even though they were the first to do it. Again, they're not even doing articulated fingers anymore because their version of articulated fingers was so bad. So that's just kind of who and what we're dealing with. I think that as a fandom, you guys need to realize, and this goes into Virtuous. I know everybody's looking for the Springer, the Virtuous. Hey, this is definitive Springer. This is going to be the best Springers. No, pump the brakes here, fans. It's not going to be the best Springer. I think it's going to be an okay Springer. It's going to be good, but ultimately it's not going to be better than Fans Toys, MMC, or Unique Toys. Now, it'll be better than Open Play. It'll blow Open and Play out the water. But I think that if you want something that's going to be a total package, don't trust in X-Transbots. I think that as a fandom, we need to dial down our expectations and realize that you'll get something that looks good, but it's built like crap. Look at their Apollyon. For those of you guys who've been in the game long enough, look at their Apollyon. Look at their Wind Charger. Look at their Tailgate. Look at their Scourge. I mean, they have a history of things. Look at their Blitzwing, the KLC Blitzwing. Look at their Octane. It wasn't that well. Like, they have a history. They're a hit and miss company. So I think as fans, you need to expect a hit or miss product. It will have some good things going for it, but temper down expectations. Temper down what you think X-Transbots is going to do going forward, because they're going to be around. One thing about Keith is, to his credit, they are fans of Transformers. They've survived companies who made much better products than them. Make Toys made much better products than X-Transbots. MMC's winding down. They make much better products than X-Transbots. Unique Toys DX9, they make much better products than X-Transbots. So they'll be around. And the question is, how are they around? I think Keith must have a ton of money, because they survive when others, they thrive when others can't survive. And, it's universally accepted that they don't make the best products. They aren't. Most people say Make Toys make a better product, and I would say Unique Toys / DX9 make a better product. But both of those companies are folding or have folded. So X-Transbots, nothing else, they win the war of attrition. So I think that as a fandom, be cautiously excited for Virtuous of this spring. I think that they're going to let us down with that in some way, shape, form, or fashion, probably build quality. So I want to just come back and say, hey, I'm the OG who's been working the job for 5, 6, 7 years. I know all the tricks and trades and what manager to do, what do this with, what manager not to do that with. You guys are new coming in thinking you're going to make all the changes in the world. I'm here to tell you, pump your brakes. You're not going to make any changes. There's a structure here. It's gonna go this way and way. You can thrive if you do this or this or this. Same thing as collectors. You will be much happier with the collection, your collection in Transformers MP, if you accept X-Transbots is gonna make a below average product. It's gonna be below average to average. If you just care about it being able to stand on the thing, cool. You probably don't want to transform it. That's the lane the X-Transbots stay in. They are, the Dr. Egg, that's the other fiasco we didn't talk, that they failed on. But that's who they are. So, hold your expectations. And another thing I've been seeing on here is that they are saying X-Transbots is Fans Toys competition. No, they aren't. Fans Toys operates at a level above everybody else. And if you are looking for somebody to give Fans Toys competition, look at Kane Toys. I have their Rampage. I have the Lambo. I've just seen reviews on their Dive Bomb, and those things are beautiful. They are built well. They're painted well, sculpted well. They're stylized, but I think the stylized is a intentional choice. So, if you're looking for Toon Tickles, that isn't Kane Toys, but I think they make a good figure. Whereas X-Transbots is Toon Tickles and doesn't make a good figure. So, keep your expectations in check with X-Transbots. All that to say that. I will say this. Everybody's saying, giving them credit for how they're going to fix this. My question to you guys, I have a couple of questions for you guys. My first question is, how are they going to fix this? Third-party distributors, the TL Sources, Chosen Primes of the world, even Showz's them. They aren't that big. This is a very, very niche market. And they don't have the logistics and the infrastructure to do wholesale recalls or wholesale replacements of things. What normally happens is that they'll put the fixes in another figure and you have to buy that figure. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put the fixes for Locke and Springer and you just have to buy Springer, which sucks for people who didn't intend on buying Springer. So just be careful, and they're saying they're going to make it right, and I'm sure in some way they're going to make it right, but not in that way, because third-party e-tailers don't have, they have a role, but they don't, who's going to pay for this stuff to come over here? You think X-Transbots is going to pay for, hey, we're sending all this at no shipping cost to you guys when shipping is the highest it's ever been? I don't know about that. I would question that. And then also, who's going to keep track of, hey, Joey B bought this, let me make sure I contact him and ship it out. The logistics of this thing is going to be hell on wheels. So hold your thoughts on that. Hold your expectations on that. I'm sure they're going to make it right, but I'm sure it's going to come at some cost to us, the consumer. And finally, my final question to you guys is, again, I just want to reiterate and ask, how long have you guys been collecting? If you let me know in the comments, I really would appreciate it, because I think that I'm going to use that information, and I think it aligns with another video I have. And My last thoughts on X-Transbots. They are who they are. Don't be surprised at who they are. And just expect them to be X-Transbots. I think that as a community, we need to quit giving them passes for making subpar products. It's been going on too long. They've been the same company back when did bad cues. They are basically, from a product standpoint, a notch above Chronos, Dakatoys Chronos, and Omni. But they're two notches above Dakatoys Chronos and Omni Gumnic Spin Out. Out of all the companies that have made multiple figures, I would put X-Transbots at the bottom with Zeta. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you guys for indulging me. I hope you enjoy Valentine's Day. Be safe.